is Megan DeLagle, and I'm presenting on Suds by the Nesbit and the Land Next to Nesbit. Now, this is my first slide. I'm going to move to the second slide, which is just a description or a picture of the whole area of the land. As you can see, about right in the middle is the Nesbit building, and then you can obviously see all the land next to it, and then there's that pond on the side. Just pay special attention to that. So layout, I'm on slide 3. The layout is on a hill, and the hill falls to a pretty big patch of land, which I showed you in the last picture. And there's also a mini picture right under it. It's more zoomed in. The land, for the most part, is cleared and is attached to a pond. Nesbit is used for the mostly classes. There are some big events held there. The classes are mostly language classes, but there's some other. The main coffee shop is also there, which is the Starbucks. It also has a few study rooms. The land is used for nothing on a regular basis, but there are some events there. There are picnic tables between the land and Nesbit to study or anything like that. Moving on to the next slide. So Nesbit has actually done a lot right. Instead of building out and taking up more land and space, they've built up, like UGA did, which actually Professor Hughes told us about. They actually could take a lot more land because we have room for that, but it just would not be smart because they take up a lot of habitats and places that animals live and insects, and it reduces the land footprint. It prevents us from being landlocked as fast because Gainesville is a growing campus. They also recycle, reduce, reuse, recycle. What is done right on the land side? The land is mostly untouched on a regular basis, except for those few students who study and stuff, and it remains in a grassy state for insects and other habitats. So the set I'm going to use for land is going to be impervious area runoff. We open up the area connecting to the pond right before the hill to the rest of Nesbit, and we make a stream because all the campus has problems with flooding. And so we want to fix that because it not only saves other habitats from drowning, like ants or something, it also saves our feet. I speak from experience. We can also make an improvement on those impervious area runoffs, which can go into the stream. So the next slide, I made a little bad picture. I tried my best. And it shows a pond and a stream connecting to, I made an extra pond, as you notice that's the circle, which I'll explain in the next slide. So stage 1 is digging a canal or stream to the current pond, or going as far as to dig another pond to the connecting stream to a bigger pond, which with connecting streams. Stage 2 is making a plan where all impervious runoff areas need to be improved on campus, like the drainage system from key areas on campus underground until it gets to the pond or stream to fill up the pond. This way, being underground does not mess up the habitats around it, or very much, or if at all. It also might be a little more costly, which we'll talk about on the next slide. So the cons and pros. A con and a pro is it might be a little more costly, but in the long run, it will save Earth, and it might be worth the investment. If you want a place to live, the place you live to be healthy and last as long as you want it to, then you gotta be smart about it. And another pro is when it rains on the sidewalk, like I talked before, speak from experience, it floods everywhere, and everywhere you step is a mini pond. So these drainage systems, we can go all over campus, not even just Nesbit. And they drain right to the streams, and the streams would drain right to the 2 ponds or 1 pond. What would the land side do to help? We already talked about this a little bit, but another thing is it will help the scientific department to have improving areas to practice lab uses and more places to fish, for fish and animals to live. It is a natural habitat for the students to take care of. It will be good for irrigation and to have more gardens and greenhouses. Plus, it's pretty. You could always add more plants or trees and stuff to make it bigger habitat and more scientific for the students. So the site of Nesbit has a lot of studs already. We could turn it into a scientific we can turn it into a scientific experiment. We take it one floor at a time per year, implementing energy saving devices on each floor, and calculate the energy saving per year for each time you add a floor and see how it works. At the end, you can do a cost benefit analysis at the end of the 5th year to prove not only the school but the city, to show how much we need to do this. This will also give the school and the world motivation to convert the rest of the buildings like this. So you start from floor 1 and go all the way up to floor 5, or if you didn't want to do this for Nesbit, because 5 floors might be a lot for some people, go to another building that only has 2 floors or something. So some of those energy saving devices are on the next slide, like LED bulbs, motion censored, and light sensors that only turn on when you need more light, energy efficient windows and doors, solar panels on the roof or near the floor and near the field, near the building, to measure the cost efficiency of alternate power, waterless toilets, and automatic faucets. So on the next slide, I have a little picture of high efficiency toilets versus regular toilets. High efficiency gallons per flush, regular gallon per flush, and before 1992 gallons per flush. We have gotten a lot better. The pros and cons. Well, a pro and a con it will take time, but it'll be worth it. Cons, it might be more than we wanted. Not might, it will be more than we wanted, especially to implement all of those costs, thousands of dollars, but I think in the end it'll definitely be worth it. And it's our earth, you gotta take care of it. In the long term, it will be worth more than the costs that we spent to use it. Okay, so now on the next is, that's it. That's my PowerPoint. So really, it might be expensive, but it really will be worth it. Those canals and tunnels and streams and stuff, it will just be really good to get all that water and controlled and everything. And those energy saving devices for the Nesbit building will be phenomenal to save energy, space, and in the long run, money.